We'll talk about MGM reports at the parent level. The company was operating in a they were operating with softer operational trends. There was expectations for declines on both its top and bottom line. How did MGM do?
I think overall it did okay, largely helped by Macau and helped by the U.S. regional casino business. Las Vegas saw considerable softness, more softness than I think has been expected. I think it's largely at the mid-tier and lower end of their properties, but it is actually a softening that we think is going to continue through the summer into the fall. The company's optimistic that the fourth quarter will see a little bit of a rebound, but I think we have to wait and see kind of what happens there.
Now they're looking for growth in new ventures, and I'm talking about Dubai, with a resort complex there currently under development and expected to be completed in the third quarter of 2027. This is known as the Island. How much of a game changer is this going to be?
I think it's a big project in terms of the development. It's really immaterial for MGM. It's a non-gaming hotel kind of integrated resort. There's no immediate plans for any casino operation there. There'll be a Bellagio brand and an MGM branded hotel. So in terms of MGM branding, it's significant because it gives them exposure to this part of the world, the Middle East. But overall, for their own operations, it's a management contract. They're not really investing any money into this project. So it's relatively small. It's a little bit similar to the operation that they have in China with hotel development under the MGM brand in mainland China.
So this is a market that they've been trying to break into for the last 20 years. But as you've indicated, this is non-gaming. There's been some suggestion that they've applied for a license. So what do you know about that?
That's right. So the UAE has moved forward on gaming legalization. Wynn Resorts is the first operator to have received a license. They are a long way, almost done with their project, which should open in the early part of 2027. Wynn Al Marjan, that's in RAK, which is about an hour or so drive from Dubai. That project is definitely happening. It's moving forward. It's a $5 billion integrated resort development that'll include quite a large casino, similar in size to what we have in Las Vegas or in Macau. But that's the only project that's been given the green light in terms of casino operations. There is ongoing rumors, discussion, debate about whether other emirates within the UAE will approve casinos down the road. Abu Dhabi is probably the one that's furthest in terms of contemplating to do this. They may have some kind of an announcement for a project down the road, but we think Wynn has a very strong head start. Dubai looks to be kind of on the back burner. I don't think there's a rush in that emirate to move forward on casino legalization with everything else they have going on in that emirate. But the non-gaming aspects are continuing to boom in that city.
All right, so Wynn Resorts is set to open their project there March 2027, and as you've indicated, they've got a big lead on that of MGM. But just knowing and what we've seen from the Macau market, is it you build it and they will come?
It's a bit of an untested market because they've never really had any kind of large-scale gaming in this part of the world. There are several casinos kind of scattered throughout certain areas, like in North Africa. Lebanon used to have casinos, but it's all relatively small. The largest casino in the area would be in Cyprus, which is the City of Dreams property owned by Melco that opened recently, but it hasn't really had a good performance, good track record, or good ramp up, largely because of the war situations going on in both Israel and Russia, which were supposed to be large feeder markets. In terms of Middle East clientele, we get some of these clients in Las Vegas and London, in places like Singapore to some extent, but it's somewhat of an untested market. We believe that with Wynn being the only property of a high-end orientation in this part of the world, it should be fairly successful. Whether the market can handle multiple properties is kind of going to be a different question, but I think the Wynn property should be fairly successful out of the box, as it will be the only real integrated resort within the region.